This week on the Brody File, can you say sequester? The impact ahead. Plus, talking conservative politics one-on-one with the new boss at the Heritage Foundation, Jim DeMint.
And this apocalypse type of tone that's going on right now is so so Obama.
Also, a congressional shout-out to Rosa Parks as she's honored on Capitol Hill. Jenny in the B Block explains. Plus, our new segment called What the What? Caitlin Burke goes in search of answers on gas prices.
What goes through your mind when you see how much it costs to fill up?
Oh, a lot of money out of my pocket.
And it's time to give out the Brody File Awards. Who will win Best Dramatic Actor? Maybe this guy.
Not the American way. All the time.
The Brody File is ready to pump you up. Next. And welcome everybody to another edition of the Brody File. Well, look, all anybody in Congress and the White House wants to talk about these days is the dreaded word sequestration. Mandatory spending cuts that are going to hit all across America. $1.2 trillion over 10 years. Well, you know, we here at the Brody File think they should rename sequestration and just call it See All the Frustration. Or maybe they should call it a total lack of concentration. Or even the train is leaving the station. Because look, Congress simply can't get its act together and come up with a better way to cut spending, so this is how it's going to go down in Washington. The White House says the effects of the automatic spending cuts are going to be felt far and wide across this great country of ours. They released a state-by-state breakdown of how it will affect each state. So, for example, take Ohio. The White House says the sequestration cuts will mean $25 million less in education funding. According to the White House, that means 350 teacher jobs will be put at risk. The list from the White House goes on, but look, instead of reciting their whole list, it's time for a Brody File commentary about this whole mess. You know, President Obama is telling anyone who will listen that the sequester spending cuts don't really have to happen as long as Republicans go along with some more tax revenue. He wants to close some loopholes for the rich as part of his new sequestration package. Well, he's trying to blame Republicans for this sequester mess. Hang on, Mr. President. First of all, the sequester in its current form was actually your idea. It came from your White House. Now, when it was originally proposed, even Harry Reid, the Democrat majority leader in the Senate, thought it was a bad idea and could come back to bite the Democrats. Well, guess what? Harry's a prophet. Secondly, there was never any mention of adding tax revenue in the original sequester deal. Now, Obama wants to have it his way just because he won re-election. Sorry, Mr. President, you got your tax revenue already. Now, you're going to have to live with the fallout from a sequester deal you never even wanted in the first place. All right, time now for our newsmaker this week. You know what that means. We're going to get into full stalking mode and we seek out influential folks. We do it all the time. This week, we made our way over to the Heritage Foundation to talk to former Senator Jim DeMint. He now heads up the conservative Heritage Foundation as he tries to move forward an agenda of constitutional conservatism. Senator, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
David, it's good to be back with you.
Yeah, let me ask you real quick. First of all, do you miss the bean soup there in the Senate at all? Come on, you miss it.
You know, I feel guilty that I don't miss anything about it right now. I miss some of my friends, but I am so excited about the opportunity to take a message and some ideas directly to the American people outside of the political framework. It's just it's so much more positive than doing something as a politician.
I'm curious what your answer to this question is as it relates to the constitutional conservative Americans that are out there who love seeing you in the Senate, who kind of dreamed of a Senate majority leader, though I know you term limited it yourself. But what do you say to folks who say they see you here at Heritage and go, how can you make the most difference for the constitutional conservative from this perch?
Well, if I didn't think I could make more of a difference, I wouldn't have come here. I only had 4 years left in the Senate because I term limited myself. but I didn't think I had 4 years to wait. We had made some difference. We had helped elect a few new senators. The Senate's a different place than when I came, so I'm proud of that. But we have to do more, and we have to do it faster. We've got 2 years to stop the bleeding. We've got 4 years to turn the country around. The only way we're going to do that is a full-fledged communication, Unite America campaign, and I can't do that as an individual senator, but I can do that as president of Heritage.
You mentioned communication, which I think is very important. It seems like it's an uphill battle. I want to talk about these charts, these sequestration charts, because it seems like the message being communicated, forget the Democrats, but the mainstream media, who sometimes are complicit in all of that, make for a much different narrative than what the truth may be on the sequester. Explain this and maybe bring
first of all, we use words like sequester that no one knows what it means, and it's hard to say half the time. It's just some automatic cuts that were put in place. Frankly, if we're ever going to stop this reckless spending, we've got to do a whole lot more than these automatic cuts. If you look at this graph that I brought over today, it shows that even with the sequester, spending continues to go up by about $1.7 trillion over the next 10 years. With the sequester, it brings it down to $1.6 trillion. Now, those are increases. So there's no cuts in spending. And this apocalypse type of tone that's going on right now is so so Obama, but he's trying to distract from the main issue.
What do you make of Ted Cruz and some of the boldness that he has exhibited on Capitol Hill?
I'm so proud of Cruz I could pop. He's just what we have to have up here. It's not easy and graceful to change this institution. I found that out. They're not nice. Doesn't work in Washington. And so what Ted's doing is doing what he promised in his campaign, that he would shake up the status quo, he would ask the hard questions, he would not be bullied by Republican or Democrat leadership. And he's fortunate. He's from a state that loves freedom and independence, and when he goes home, they're going to stand up and cheer him for doing the right thing.
Hey, wait a minute. You're describing maybe yourself to a degree as well. You sure did stand up to Republican leadership.
Well, there's a good group there now.
That is Jim DeMint here on the Brody File. You know, before we leave the whole topic of conservative politics, how about the comments from Rush Limbaugh this week? I mean, did you hear about him? He said that for the first time in his life, he's ashamed of his country. It had to do with everything from the sequester to out-of-control spending to phony politicians. Have a listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in my life, I am ashamed of my country. To be watching all of this, to be treated, to have my intelligence, all of us, to have our common sense and intelligence insulted the way it's being.
Rush Limbaugh with some pretty strong words. You know, speaking of pretty strong words, how about what Senator John McCain had to deal with at a recent town hall meeting? So there he was in Arizona at this town hall meeting, and a guy challenged him on allowing illegals to receive federal benefits, and he also challenged McCain on the fact that a full fence has not been built yet. Here's McCain's response.
Sir, you're entitled to your opinion. You're not entitled to your facts. The facts are that we have made significant improvements on the border.
You're stealing from everybody in this audience right here.
You know,
you're taking away from their Social Security to give it to a dependent class of people.
Taking away from their Social Security?
Right.
I see.
Social Security.
You've had enough. You've had enough time. You've had enough time, pal. You've had enough time. You've had enough time. Every once in a while I get someone like that. But the fact is, 99% of people are polite, and we exchange views, and that's what, see what I mean? You're just making my point. People are very happy that I have town hall meetings, and I listen to them and I get back to them. And that's what this is all about. But occasionally I get a jerk like you here, so thank you.
John McCain doling out the word jerk. Classic McCain right there. All right, finally, before we head to break, we have a new segment here on the Brody File. Do you ever do a double take when you see something, I don't know, like so ridiculous and you say to yourself, what the what? Well, Brody File contributor Caitlin Burke has that exact thought, so it's time for our What the What segment. And Caitlin now joins us with more. Caitlin, what's the subject this week?
Hey David, well here at the Brody File, these high gas prices have us wondering what the what. So we hit the streets to find out what other people are thinking about these high gas prices. So when we see that gas prices are rising again, sometimes our reaction is, what the what? What's your reaction when you see gas prices up?
Why does it fluctuate so much every day?
I'm just grateful that I have a car that doesn't waste a lot of gas.
I just don't understand why it's so high right now.
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, I don't like it. I don't know anyone that actually goes, yes, you know, gas prices are going up. Yes, all right.
What goes through your mind when you see how much it costs to fill up?
Oh, a lot of money out of my pocket.
I think it's an exorbitant amount of money. I mean, to drive a truck and have to fill it up is something I don't do on a regular basis.
What goes through your mind when you see how much it costs to fill up your tank?
Just sadness, because I don't have any money, and it's just like, wow, gas prices are going up, but, you know, my money flow is just going down.
Do you ever try to wait it out thinking maybe they'll go down a little bit?
Not usually. When you need it, you need it.
Every day, that's why I just put $22 in. They won't even give me a quarter of a tank.
I do it all the time. And I live down the street right next to 2 gas stations. I come here because I can save a few pennies.
David, it looks like we're not the only ones wondering what about these gas prices.
Thanks, Caitlin. All right, that's Caitlin Burke reporting for the Brody File. When we come back, Capitol Hill will never be the same as civil rights hero Rosa Parks gets her due. Finally, Jenny in the B Block with the nitty-gritty on that next.
Today we're on a field trip to discover what inflation is doing to our paper money. In this hand is a $20 bill, and in this hand is a $20 US gold coin. They used to have the same buying power, but how much can they buy today? In this first basket is what my $20 bill buys: milk, bread, peanut butter, and jelly. And here's what one $20 gold coin will buy: 6 baskets full, worth nearly $2,000, almost 100 times more food, simply by owning gold dollars instead of paper dollars. History shows that the gold coins have been the best way to beat the rising cost of living. So class, the moral is that unless you want to live on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in the future, you should turn some paper dollars into gold coins now. How and why is explained in a new book, The Great Debasement. Call the number below for a totally free copy. And that's the simple truth.
Help! If an emergency happened right now, you can have help at the push of a button with Medical Alert.
Remember when I took that fall, Mary?
Oh, yes, that was terrible.
Yes, it was.
Help!
And I thought, what if you hadn't been there? I ordered my Medical Alert the next day.
I can't describe how safe I feel now with my Medical Alert. You didn't know I was wearing it, did you?
Medical Alert is easy to install, waterproof, and covers you inside your home and out.
It helps me feel safe from fires, break-ins.
And of course, a Medical Alert. And if you don't have a home phone, don't worry. They have that covered.
There's always help at the push of a button. Don't wait till you need it.
Get Medical Alert for less than $1 a day. There are no long-term contracts. Order now and get your second button free. Call for your free brochure.
For your free Medical Alert system with second button free, call 800-575-8507.
And welcome back to the Brody File, everybody. All right, this next segment is historic. We're celebrating a legend, someone who has made their mark in this country and whose name everybody knows. Hey, millennials, sorry, we're not talking about Lindsay Lohan. We're talking something much bigger than that. We're talking about Rosa Parks, the civil rights legend who, with just one act of civil disobedience, changed this nation for the better. And now, finally, she's getting major props from Congress.
You go, girl!
Jenny in the B Block is here to explain why Rosa Parks is the center of attention on Capitol Hill.
David, civil rights icon Rosa Parks would have turned 100 years old this month. Her faith in God pushed her to seek justice for all Americans, regardless of the color of their skin, and gave her courage when her simple gesture of refusing to give up her bus seat helped spark the civil rights movement.
When Rosa Parks was a little baby, her mother sang her the hymn, "Oh Freedom, Let It Ring."
Let freedom ring from every mountain top. Let freedom ring from every valley low.
It became the anthem of her life.
57 years after her simple gesture helped spark the civil rights movement, she made history again as her image and story was welcomed into the U.S. Capitol's Statuary Hall.
It's the first statue of an African American woman to be placed in this Capitol.
Rosa Parks is an unlikely American heroine.
We celebrate a seamstress, slight in stature, but mighty in courage.
When she wouldn't give up her seat, Parks was arrested. Days later, a new pastor in town by the name of Martin Luther King Jr. stood by her as she challenged the charges. A boycott of city buses began. Montgomery's black citizens walked where they needed to go.
385 days after Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat, the boycott ended. Black men and women and children reboarded the buses of Montgomery, newly desegregated, and sat in whatever seat happened to be open.
Parks' sculpture was crafted by California artist Eugene Daub. He chose to have her sitting, but not on a bus seat. Instead, she's rooted to her environment, making it clear she's not to be moved.
This is kind of a superwoman in a way in Clark Kent's clothing. She's this courageous warrior for racial injustice, and yet she sits quietly in mid-century dress and as looking, for all intent purposes, like an average American citizen.
Because of the changes she helped set in motion, entire generations of Americans have been able to grow up in a nation where segregated buses only exist in museums.
We praise you, Lord, for infusing her with the resolve to sit down so that millions could stand up.
It really is a lovely statue, and David, Rosa Parks' story reminds us that heroes come in all shapes, sizes, and colors.
Thanks, Jenny. All right, when we come back, if you think the Academy Awards are a big deal, you haven't seen nothing yet. We hand out the Brody File Awards for Best Dramatic Actor of the Year. Who will it be? The suspense is killing me. That's next.
Attention sleep apnea patients. Are you tired of the expense and hassle of getting your CPAP and BiPAP supplies? Are you fed up with dealing with ill-fitting, leaking, or worn-out masks and straps? Are you worried about the effects that unsanitary tubes, cushions, and filters have on your health? If you said yes to any of these questions, Allied Medical Supply Network has the solution to your problems. You could qualify to have your supplies regularly delivered right to your door at little or no cost to you. That's right, no more inconvenience, no worn-out masks and straps, no more unsanitary equipment, just restful sleep. Call Allied Medical Supply Network today to determine if you may qualify to receive your fresh, brand-name supplies at little or no cost. Don't delay. Call us now to see if you are eligible to save money on regular delivery of your CPAP and BiPAP supplies. Call 1-800-815-9947. That's 1-800-815-9947. Or go to cpapsupplyhelpline.com.
Announcing an important breakthrough in healthcare that can benefit everyone. If you or anyone you love needs affordable health insurance, regardless of a pre-existing medical condition, call Quick Insurance 123 today and get the immediate relief you deserve. Quick Insurance 123 was created to provide affordable health insurance to all uninsured Americans, with or without pre-existing conditions. This is not a discount card. This is a real insurance program that lets you choose from many affordable health plans, with access to doctors, hospitals, emergency services, and more. So call the number on your screen now and get the health coverage you need, just for calling. As a special bonus, we'll send you a free prescription savings card that could save you up to 85% on your prescriptions. That's right, you could save up to 85% on your prescriptions just for calling. Call Quick Insurance 123 to find out how you can get affordable health insurance and receive your free prescription savings card just for calling. Don't wait. Getting a free quote is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Call today.
And welcome back to the Brody File. As you know, we follow issues relating to politics and faith, but we also keep our eye on the mainstream media. So without further ado, it's time for this week's Mainstream Media Watch. Well, look, first it was Uber Republican Karl Rove signing on with Fox News years ago as an analyst. And now MSNBC has decided to bring on President Obama's closest friends, David Axelrod and Robert Gibbs. And they're coming on as analysts. And we're putting the word analyst in quotes for intended effect. Both Axelrod and Gibbs say they will call them as they see them, that they will be fair. Well, here's some immediate reaction to that statement. As for more reaction to the story, Baltimore Sun TV critic David Zurowick is skeptical of this new relationship.
I saw Axelrod with Andrea Mitchell this piece this week, and it was really interesting how hard he was pushing the president's line. He actually interrupted her. She was going on the next question, and he said, wait, I just want to say this, Andrea. There's a belief among some Republicans in Congress that maybe the sequester is a good thing. Maybe this is a good way of shrinking government in a dramatic way. And then he said, that's a dangerous idea, of course. And then she said, no doubt. Well, that's not a discussion about politics. That is propaganda.
Now, speaking of the White House and the media, did you happen to catch the comments of CBS White House reporter Bill Plant? He is not happy at all with the fact that the Obama administration has been sidestepping the White House press corps in favor of easier, more accommodating media. In addition, on the president's recent golf outing with Tiger Woods, White House reporters were kept in the dark. No cameras, no pictures, no info, nada. Here's Plant on Obama's White House.
This administration has the tools to reach people on their own. They don't need us as much. And to the extent that they're able to do that, they're undercutting the First Amendment, which guarantees a free press through many voices. If they put out their own material, it's state-run media.
That is strong words from Bill Plant. All right, now time for the apex of the show. Forget the Jim DeMint interview. Forget that from earlier. Forget even the scintillating commentary that you heard as well. This is the highlight right here. Now, as you know, the Academy Awards were given out this past week. But did you know there was something even bigger than the Academy Awards? Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me while I change clothes for this big event because it is time for the Brody File Awards. Well, welcome everybody to our first annual Brody File Award show. We see some big stars in the crowd, and thank you very much for coming out tonight. All right, well, this year we will be giving out just one award, but it's a big one, Best Dramatic Actor. You know, there was some stiff competition this year, and these were truly emotional performances. And quite frankly, there are no losers. They are all winners in our book, but alas, someone will win this year's coveted Brody File Award. So here we go. The nominees are John Kerry in Mr. Kerry Leaves Washington.
Standing here at this desk that once belonged to President Kennedy and to Ted Kennedy.
President Obama in I Love You, Man.
Who you guys are, and you all are just remarkable people, and you've lifted me up each and every step of the way. All right? Thank you, guys.
John Boehner in The Crying Game.
That these kids have a shot at the American dream, like I did. It's important.
Abigail Evans in Bronco Romney.
I'm tired of Barack Obama and Mitt Romney.
That's why you're crying? Oh, it'll be over soon, Abby. Okay? The election will be over soon, okay?
Okay.
And Mike Bost in One Angry Man.
Not the American way. Bills that come out here all the time. Come out here to the last. I'm sick of it. Every year. Enough. I feel like somebody trying to be released from Egypt. Let my people go.
Simply powerful performances. All right. And the Oscar goes to Abigail Evans in Bronco Romney. Very nice, very nice. You know, Abigail couldn't be with us tonight. It's past her bedtime. But she did want to pass along her deep thanks to the Brody File Academy for this wonderful honor. We're back after this commercial break.
An important message for those who have currently applied or are thinking about applying for a reverse mortgage. You've probably seen commercials with famous actors talking about reverse mortgages, telling you how you can eliminate your monthly mortgage payment, still own your home, and live the life of your dreams. Well, most of that is true, but you need the facts. Call now for our 7 Secrets of Reverse Mortgages. This simple-to-read brochure includes information about possible hidden fees, which program benefits you and not the bank, and how to negotiate better terms. We'll give you facts that are easy to understand. You'll learn about the 5 most misleading claims that some lenders make. For example, that you can't lose your home with a reverse mortgage. The fact is, foreclosure may occur if you live somewhere other than the home for a period of time, or you fail to pay real estate taxes or insurance. You need to call to get the facts. Operators are standing by.
Call 1-888-842-6237 or visit our website now.
When you're driving along and your cell phone rings, do your eyes instantly go off the road? Then you need to get a grip. Hi, David Jones here with the new Grip Go, the most versatile hands-free mount that will instantly grip any phone for safe driving. Just attach the suction cup to your windshield or dash, and Grip Go grabs your phone ultra fast. Then it peels right off. And don't worry, there's no sticky residue left behind. The 360-degree pivoting mount allows you to always get the perfect viewing angle. It's even strong enough to grab and hold this expensive smartphone out the window. Yet it comes right off with ease. That's the advantage of Grip Go. You can get the amazing Grip Go with dashboard mount for only $14.95. We'll send you a second kit free. Just pay separate processing and handling. Get 2 complete Grip Go systems for just $14.95.
To order Grip Go for $14.95 plus processing and handling, call 1-800-709-5259 or order online at getgripgo.com.
And welcome back to the Brody File, everybody. All right, here's a question for you. What's scarier? This picture of the Brody File after hours, catching up on some sleep without makeup. Look at that. Oy gewalt. Or crickets on the loose at the University of New Hampshire. Yes, it's our Oy vey moment of the week. Folks, how would you like it if hundreds of chirping, icky crickets got loose in your house? Well, that's exactly what happened at a dormitory on a campus of the University of New Hampshire. You see, one of the students had his pet bearded dragon in his dorm room, and the crickets were food for his pet. But, oops, oy gewalt, the lid on the cricket jar wasn't secure, and hence the crickets ran wild all over the dorm.
It was kind of apocalypse of sorts. They were everywhere.
I would say an invasion more than an actual infestation.
I stepped out of my door and noticed a few hopping here and there, and then I started noticing people, out in the hallway, a couple people screaming.
Couple people screaming from the gnarly dude at the University of New Hampshire. Hey, the good news is that crickets don't have diseases on them, so everybody's okay. We think that they should have called the Congressional Pest Control Service because they're dealing with leeches and cockroaches up there on Capitol Hill all the time. All right, that does it for this week. Until next week, everybody, God bless. Have a great week.